really seeing is the truth. We're killing ourselves. Okay, we're killing ourselves, and it really is at their expense. Okay, because they're not losing anything that they don't want to lose. Okay, they're not losing any funds based on us dying. And the reason for us in this overwhelming number of dying, and I don't mean just physical death, spirituality counts like 85-90% of how we live. And we are dying based on not being spiritual. We are dying to go to church, dying to go to the mosque, some dying to go to the synagogue. All right? We are dying in the path of what we call religious sectors, and we are not hooking up spiritually. Because there's no way that somebody can stand in front of you and hold your hand and pray and embrace you and be trying to say, "Sister, you need to come to church." They just ruined the blessing that they might have been giving me or you by embracing you thought. But they would have put something in your ear, your right ear, left ear, whatever. Okay, "Sister, you need to come to church," or "Sister, you need to join this organization." You know, we could do something for you. We have a lot of brothers here who belong to different orders and stuff. Y'all gonna have to get a grip. Okay, I understand y'all went through certain procedures, and I understand that y'all took oaths, and I understand there's certain things you can't talk about, and I understand there's certain things you can't let women in. You gotta stop that stuff for a minute. You gotta pull that shit together and give out certain information, because you know what you're doing? You got women believing that they ain't about nothing, and there's no God in them, and you got women believing they have a lesser God, and you got women believing they're not worthy, and you got women selling out based on what to be accepted by you. Now the women that are smart, they don't want to be accepted by you. They're accepting themselves, and they're killing you, and they're killing your babies. So you need to get a grip. Okay, you have to stop doing this. And I don't mean that you don't go ahead to the clubhouse. Every time I see Ralph Cramden and Norton on TV talking about the raccoons, I still connect with most of what I consider to be. That was my first understanding of lodge. I'm like, what are they doing? You got all the information. Come on, y'all. Do you know how secret it would be if you had a secret lodge with no name? Okay? No title. People couldn't pin who you belong with. You see? It has to come to a point of where you stop excluding your women. And I don't mean make a woman version of the lodge. Okay? I'm talking serious information that you can move on, and nobody has to belong and do anything to be accepted in it. But the one thing you're going to have to get up off of, God is not a man. God is not a man. God has no dick. Come on. Wake up. Okay? Did I hear you say that, brother? See, now that's the elder saying that. Come on, y'all. We need to stop saying he.
I put a subject on that.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, you need to teach the young ones, because they still holding hostage women, the minds that God is man and not the same creator created them, created me.
God's not a man.
Well, then you got to spank these boys. Because what's happening is the struggle is procrastinated based on the concept of man smiling with God and God smiling on man, and we out the picture. We off the diocese. We off the podium. We not on the pedestal. We're what? We gotta spank the priest? No, we gonna kill the priest. No, see, the priest is the intermediary. And I understand what you're saying, because see, in some religions you have a priest, some religions you have a minister, okay, some religions you have a reverend. What I'm saying is that it still has genitals. And what I'm saying is that we have to spank those that would like to be glorified as the gender of being most righteous, and it just so happens that in this time it's male. And so we've lost 4 generations of women not seeing the goodness or the godliness in her. We got so much going on. Now, if I lived in this community, and if I was going to be a person that's going to rip off on Fridays, I would get all the Muslims, because they supposed to be a Juma. On Saturdays, I do the Jews. Okay, Sundays, I do the Christians. Right? And I asked my children this too. So I said, well, what do they do with the animists? Because my kids be like, you know, they know animism is an older religion where they know that the creator is in everything. A rock, a blade of grass, a roach. And they said, that's the name of religion? I said, what's the name they use for the circumstance? So we someplace doing this stuff, Mom, and they ain't doing this in America. I said, they do it, but they put it under so many different names. Okay, because see, you can't just say there's a creator in everything. You can't say that everything you see and unseen is made by the one. They want to say what church you belong to, what mosque you belong to, what synagogue you belong to.
Are you saying that religion can be used as a weapon?
Oh, religion is used as a weapon. Please. And it doesn't mean that it's supposed to be. It's just that if I could keep you scared of the Creator all the time, God's going to get you. God's going to get you. I'm about doing the work of making money, building weapons to protect my money in my world, and you run around here doing whatever it is you think that it needs to go to take you to the Creator. When you don't have to go nowhere. You understand? A belch is sacred. Pick your nose is sacred. I mean, they can make something out of everything. But because we are caught up in the infinite of not knowing, and we allow other people to teach us, okay? So if we're gonna join things, then we have to know that we're joining things. We're bringing in 4 generations with it, because your kids gonna repeat what you do. When they get around 30 years old, they're gonna do exactly what you did 30 years ago, because they think what you did was right. They really trusted and honored you. They just kids. See, they hear you, but they're not listening. Okay? But if you look at yourself, you see that you do some things that your mother did. And your father did. The way you hold your hand, your mouth, your gesture. Okay? The way the way you do things. Okay? And if you realize that you're going to repeat that and you're going to see it you can see it through your children, then you really see it through your grandchildren. You really see your grandmother. You see one of your grandchildren do something your grandmama do. And act and say. Or stand there with their hands on the hip. You're like, wow, I went that far. The gene went that far. Okay, it went that deep. And if we understand that we are just a portrait, and we imitate the one before us, if I was not of African descent, I would be scared of me. Any other people should be scared of us. So that's why they did what they did to you over this long period of time. Because just coming in first contact, just the thought of going to a dark place scared them. Then it had you scared of your own place. So what I'm saying is that how do we keep allowing this blasphemy to keep on going on? And it's based on us not being spiritual and in tune to something set up a long time ago to captivate us, put us inside of it, and we're running around here trying to accept somebody else's stuff, calling it our own, and they don't even use it. They don't even do it. They don't even accept it. Okay? The next time you buy something called General Tso's chicken, look at it and see if it's real chicken. Look at it and see if it's food. So now, if they're going to give you these kind of things to put in your body, what else have they conspired to do that you will willingly do it over and over and over and don't even question? Okay? So dealing with that, we have to deal with what kind of lifestyles. How do we get caught up in this? How can we get caught up in, we'll go and pay, whether it's $150 for some Air Nikes, and again, this is not to get on our dress code, but you have to look at how much energy went into making this stuff, and by the time it got back to the United States, it might have been $9 or $10 for the whole thing to be made. Okay? Our hands are dirty. Okay? Our hands are dirty. Whether it's that fine silk blouse, okay? Whether we're dealing with down in the Panama region, slave labor for the children, working at age 9, 10 years old, never coming home, staying in the fields, whether it's the sisters in South Africa that gotta wear gloves to touch other people's kids and other people's furniture in their house, our hands are dirty. So, brother here mentioned that we have to get rid of capitalism. Let me tell you, capitalism, just the terminology is spooky, it's scary, because it involves not just the United Snakes of America. Okay, the United Snakes of America has a whole bunch of heads going all over the world, because the interest of this country is not just based in this country. Nobody in the world who has capitalism as a food source wants to see America fall, because they don't understand the level that we're on. We are scared, but we are feared by everybody in the world. We, the black man and black woman in America, is feared by every man in the world, because they know once we click into the real deal, we are worse. We are the living phoenix. We have risen up out the ashes.
From Chicago as his running mate.
Political analysts say this may be too little, too late.
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Family.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?